Hi guys, Paula here. We are going to try out some new fun makeup today. I'm super excited to check out this E.L.F. and Chipotle collab. See what fun looks we can come up with. Try some new products. So let's see where we end up. Here we go. The first thing we're going to do is prime our face. Some of these products I just went over in a makeup haul video I did. This is the Supercharged Dewy Primer by Milani. I like when the products have a little metal foil. That means you know no one's used it. But we're going to take just a large pea size. Not too much of this. Just creamy texture. Oh, that may have been way too much. Smaller pea guys. It smells delicious. I already have cleaned and moisturized my face and used any serums that I use. I'm gonna let that dry for a second, but today we're going for foundation. We're gonna use this E.L.F. Camo CC Cream, which has been out for a little while. Everybody loves this. It has a great finish. It says full cover, but you have to build it up a little bit to quite get there. And it does have SPF 30. I'm using Light 240W. Can't see that. Alright, it has a nice little pump on it, which is kind of neat, and I like this packaging. So I'm just going to take on the top of my hand and do 2 pumps. I think that'll be plenty. This is what it looks like. You can see where I tested the eyeliner I'm going to use today. It's waterproof, and look at that. It is a no smudger. But there's the foundation. I'm going to take my already dampened E.L.F. face sponge, and I'm going to dip it just into that and spread it all around my face. If you like a lighter coverage, don't use very much and it'll still spread. But I have a lot of like redness and I'm horrible about picking my skin. So I like to cover that up. And then just blend it in. With a nice little tapping motion. Kind of pouncing it into your skin. You want it to kind of melt and blend into the skin so it looks skin-like. I usually go ahead and do my eyelids and under my eyes. That's just me. And this right up here on my cheek, I have some hyperpigmentation, so I like a little extra there. I'll probably put some concealer there too. I don't like it to cake up around my lips either. Makes you look like you have a mustache. Even if you do, you don't want to accentuate it. Alright guys, I think that looks pretty good. Covers the skin, gives you a nice smooth finish, not matte, not super dewy, just natural. But I don't know about up close. You can still see my discolorations, so this is not full coverage. But if it's buildable, then you would just do another layer and get there. But I don't want super caked on makeup today. Alright, so we got that. Next, we're going to do our concealer. Today I am going to use the Covergirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. I am using the shade Buff Beige. This is a pretty nice concealer. It's very creamy, good coverage. I just put some in the corners here, which I'll blend out under my eye, and then do some on the outside. And then also, this is a big doe foot, which I like. It just feels really comfortable. Do the center of my face, and here is where I have that pigmentation. Do a little match on the other side, just so that that looks good. I have a little bump here I want to cover up. Alright, so we've got that on. And just take your same sponge, we're going to blend that in. could have gone even a shade lighter. This is kind of matching almost. So if I really wanted to brighten it, I could go a shade lighter in that concealer. Inner corner, I don't like it getting on the top of my eyelid, and I really want it blended under the eye. Alright, that looks good. We got some nice full coverage, not looking too dull. I have a little shape under my eye here, but it's not really eye circles, it's the fullness of my cheeks. They don't make makeup for that, so we just accept it and love it. To set under my eyes, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild Color Icon. They call it a bronzer, but look how pale it is. It was never used as a bronzer. This is Reserve Your Cabana. How could I forget that? We're going to set under our eye with this. I'm going to take just a small brush, which I need to really clean my brushes. And we're going to dip just some into there and press under the eye, and this sets your concealer down so it won't crease on you. And this is it doesn't have a sheen to it, so it's not like shimmery, it's matte, but it has a little bit of brightness to it, so it makes your under eyes look really nice, which is what you want this to be, a bright areas in the center of your face under your eye. Then I'm going to take a little and just set down the areas that I could see well. Alright. That looks good. Now, to set our whole face, we are going to use some Collab powder today. This is the Set the Stage Ultra Fine. I just opened this, and it comes with a little puff. You can use that if you like. I'm not going to use the puff. I took the sticker off already, but it has the little holes. Don't you love when the holes have the little cover? Yes, I do. We're going to take this. I'm just going to toss the puff aside, and I'm going to tap some into the cap. Whoa, a lot came out with those taps. I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and kind of dip it in there and then tap it off. I don't want too much powder because it'll be cakey, but I'm going to use this to set all the other areas. I'm tapping it a little bit just to spread around the powder, and then dusting it. Always go down my neck and over my ears a little bit just to make sure everything looks even. If you do put too much powder, no worries. I mean, it gets a little messy around your makeup table, but tap what you can back in there and just screw it back on. Dust yourself off. This powder looks very nice. Has a little bit of color to it, but I was wondering if I had picked the right color, and it looks good. Alright, very nice. Now we got our base all set there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to my eyebrows. I like to use the E.L.F. Ultra Precise Brow, and this one is in Brunette. Take the spoolie first, comb out the brows. I watch a lot of YouTube videos of people doing their makeup. It's kind of just wanted me to share my makeup and what I've learned and seen, and just give me a good reason to buy makeup, basically. But they do their makeup pretty quickly. It sometimes takes me like an hour to do the whole thing, but I'm trying to get faster. Alright, now I'm just gonna gently kind of fill in. I don't quite outline. I kind of sort of outline, but I do like little strokes to make the outline on my brows. I don't do a heavy, like just draw it on. I don't like super heavy carved out brows. I mean, I think they look nice, but I just don't think I'm very good at them. Although big bushy brows are what's in right now. Like very separated looking, sticking straight up hairs. If you go a little too far down, like I did, you can go in with some concealer and carve that back out. Make sure the arch looks good. Do like this and like this, depending on what side of my brow I'm getting. Do these little flicks in the front so it kind of looks like you have some hairs there. Then I like to take the spoolie, comb that in, comb out the front, and then just lay those down in the back. I'm also going to take a little bit of NYX Tame and Frame Tinted Pomade, and take a really small, tight, angled brush. Be right there. A real tight, angled brush. Dip it just to get a little product on that real fine edge, and then I just go over them, kind of, I guess I'm carving out the edges just a little bit, just to make things look smooth, like I did them on purpose. I don't do this all the time. Sometimes I just do a fill-in. But I saw somebody do this before, even though they had already filled in, and I was like, let me try that. And I did think it gave them a little more sleek appearance. I sort of start in the middle of the brow just in case I have too much product. It won't be right on the edge. And then I do the edges. Careful for that arch. Do your angry brows. That's all I'm going to do for the pomade. Then I'm going to take a little bit of, I say a lot, I'm going to work on that. This is a NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. This is also in Brunette. And I take that, it has a nice, they have ones with even teenier brushes I'd like to try. But this is pretty teeny. And I comb the brows up here, and then kind of down here. Check that up close. I need to get me a better mirror to use for my up close. And then those are all set down, and it also, when you comb it through, it helps get rid of any cakey or powderiness that it may have gotten in your brows. I said again. Now I'm going to take some, this is by NYX also. This is called their Skin Tone eyelid primer. So I just take my finger and dab that. This is something I don't always do either. I do think it makes your eyeshadow look better. Sometimes I just forget because I haven't always done it. The skin tone is nice. I guess depending on your skin tone. They have a couple different ones. I think they have a white one, a light skin tone and a dark skin tone. I would have to double check that. Called an eyeshadow base, not a primer. Alright, once we got that on there, we're going to move on to our eyeshadow. This is the palette. Super cute. The plastic slides off, and that's what has all the names on. So I'm actually going to read you the names real quick before we take this off. I'm going to try to hold it up so you can see what I'm pointing at. Lettuce, guac, corn salsa, mild salsa, pinto beans, black beans, white rice, brown rice, fajita, sofrita, hot salsa, green salsa. Weird color names, but it's Chipotle, so we know what they're doing. My fajita over here looks not broken up, but a little bit like it's trying to separate from the edge. So I'm just going to use my finger and kind of smush that back in there just so it stays in place. It's a pretty color. It's like a purpley brown. That one was called fajita. Is that the meat? Ew. My sister said, is that the ground beef? I was like, no. Alright, let's see. I'm going to start with just a little fluffy brush for the crease. Dust it off on my hand. You need to clean these more often. They sell like this little rough thing you keep that cleans between shadow dips. I need to get one of those instead of my hand. Or sometimes I use like a washcloth or towel and I just rub it off. My hair is wet, guys, so it's drying as we speak. I am going to start with this color right here. I believe that was pinto beans. Just a little dip in there. Let's see how pigmented this is. I'm going to do it in my crease. Whoa, Nelly. There's a lot of color. Okay, we're going darker than we thought here today. Is it just me, or do you ever spend like a lot of time putting on your makeup and then you feel like it's this big magnificent look? Like it feels like a lot of makeup you've put on, and you go outside and you like look in your mirror and you're like, it looks like I have some natural look on, and I thought I went heavy. That's how it feels sometimes. So we're going heavier today. Gonna blend that, some little buffing circles and some little windshield wiper motions. I tend to go like this into the circle, but my eyes are kind of small, and I saw somebody the other day, let me tap that off, I don't need that much. Instead of curving inward, they kind of went straight, and I think that makes your eye look a little bigger because it doesn't make the crease hump down towards your nose. So I'm going to take that straight across and then I'll cross the bone, which my eyes are kind of hooded, so I'm doing the crease and about halfway up the brow bone. Alright, we're going to dip that, put it on the other. If we're going big, we got to make a match. See, I did better not putting so much on this side, but they got to match, so we're going in. Do the same thing where I'm going in straight right here. Little buffing circles. Sometimes I pull it into that outer corner a little bit because I did it over here. Does it look the same? Who knows? Now I'm going to take just a clean little fluffier brush, and I'm going to just focus on blending this in. Swirling the edges, coming down in the corner, the crease, straight ahead. I'm sorry if y'all just heard this weird sound. That is, I'm in my bathroom. That's where I get the best light. You gotta go there. I have this little thing that sprays smelly stuff like every 30 minutes, so you hear a big psh. Alright, I feel like these pinto beans may have taken over my eyelid, but we're gonna make it work. Okay, I I feel like that's pretty blended in. I am going to take something a little lighter, and they have a little bit of a slightly orangey shade. I'm going to dip into that, and I'm going to kind of do the crease, the upper crease, just so, this is very pigmented also, so they did pigment this palette. Just a slight swipe across that. That looks really orange on camera. Then I'm going to take my clean brush, and definitely I'm pulling down because I'm getting a little close to my eyebrow. But I just want to blend this into the brown to orange it up a little bit. Just take your finger and make sure you're not getting too far out. You can take your little sponge and clean that up, or wait till you're done and you can take a little concealer and do the same. Alright, so that looks a little better, a little orange to it. I'm going to do some highlighting at the top so it won't look so dark. Now, for my lid, I'm going to take a little flat shader brush, and I'm going to go crazy, and I'm going to use some of this green. I'm going to use, this is a little shimmery green and this one's matte. I'm going to use the shimmery green, and I'm going to put that on the center to the middle of the lid. Let's see what that looks like. I'm doing this on the fly. So, oh, I went center out. Whoops, sorry, I guess we're doing the whole lid. Cover the lid. It's a pretty green. Like, it's green, but you don't feel like you're the Grinch. You know? I'm not a huge color person. I do a lot of neutral looks, but I want to start experimenting with a lot more color. The brush is really building this up pretty good. I'm going to take my finger and then go over it, because that always makes it more packed in. And that, ooh, that's green. And I'm just going to the middle of the lid with the super green. You see that? Alright, now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I just lightly went to the corner, but I really focused from the center to the middle of the lid. This is probably one of the best shimmers I've used, and especially from E.L.F. since it's so inexpensive. This one with their more expensive palettes. This was like $16 if you got it at the release. Pack that on, which is pretty green. I'll take my finger. Pack that in. And I'm getting a little in my inner corner, not on purpose, but from my finger, because it's not as precise. But that's okay. We're not going to worry about that. That looks really good. Now, on the outer corner, I am going to take a different flat shading brush, just because it's a different color, and I'm going to take some of this darker, this is the black beans, just dipping the tip of it, and I'm going to do that right in the outer corner wedge, just like a little V. Just see how that looks. And I'm going to dip it also in some of this little purpley fajita down here. It's like a purpley brown, but it does have a little shimmer, and I'm just going to put that on top of that just for a little sparkle. I'm getting a lot of fallout on the top of my cheek, but that's okay. That V is growing, but we're going to do some blending. Tip back in the black beans and do this side. I like it to come out to a little V right there. I could see doing some really simple, pretty looks with this palette. I'm trying to use a bunch of colors because I just want to see how all these work and how they look. A little bit of the fajita with the shimmer. Just to spice it up a little. Get it spicy. Alright, I'm going to take my clean, fluffy brush and just blend in that little V kind of toward the eyelid, toward the middle, but it's really just like that outer third, up the crease just a little, kind of keeping that V shape. Same thing over here, up in the crease, in. Nothing too crazy. But you do want it really blended in because you want it to look seamless, not like blobs of color. You can't, most of the time they say you cannot blend too much. I'll dust this off, hit that again, hit the crease where the green is. Alright, I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and I'm just going to gently swipe to get the fallout off of my face. Don't press in because you don't want the makeup to blend like under your eye, especially that dark color. It'll look like you have a black eye. Blend that off. Now, for a little more action in the lid, I want to take the corn salsa, which is a much glittery yellow. This right here is like a golden, slightly shimmery. This is really shimmery. I'll close up again without the plastic so y'all can see these again. Alright, and the corn salsa I'm going to do with my finger, and I'm going to pat that right in the center. Like a little spotlight of the highlight of that corn salsa right in the middle. Now I have to go to Chipotle for lunch. I feel like it doesn't, well, it blends between the green and the brown color. I'll take my little blendy brush and smooth that transition. And I want to take a little, like a really super thin flat brush, and I'm going to dip it into the rice color, the lightest white, and I'm going to focus on the arch of my brow because I want to lighten this and really redefine it. And we'll see how this looks. I thought this might look better a little yellow, but let's see how the white looks. White kind of makes that pop. I'm going to dip into the color underneath of it that has a little goldiness to it. I'll mix that, a little bit of that in there, since the eye look is kind of golden. Same thing over here. I don't usually go under the whole eyebrow, just the arch, but this one got a little dark up high, so I'm trying to just make sure we see that we didn't go all the way to the eyelid. A little bit of the golden shade. I probably could have just used the golden shade. Since my inner corner already sort of got green, I'm just going to leave that green, but I am going to take just a dab of the corn salsa, the yellow, and pat that right there. Just to be a little funky. Let's get funky with it. Blend, blend, blend. Alright, I don't think that's a bad look. What do you guys think? Let me get a little closer. Alright. Blend a little more. Clean up these edges a little bit here. Take my little sponge, clean up under the eye. Alright, now my last step, I'm going to take another basically flat brush, and I want to do a little under my eye. I'm going to take a little bit of the black beans and pinto beans mixed together and just keep it tight to my eye line. I'm not going all the way in because I have green like right here, but I want to connect at the V so it gives it a little more shape. Then I'm going to take my blender and just smudge that out, connect all of that. Dust that off again because I got some more fallout. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. I am going to pop on some liner and lashes when I'm done, and then that'll really make it look good, make it pop. Before we go that, I'm going to finish up my face, and I'm going to take my bronzer, which I'm using the Maybelline City Bronzer in 200, and I'm going to take a little denser but still fluffy brush, a little more concentrated, and we're going to contour our cheeks a little. Give us a little bit of shape here on the sides. Just kind of blend that in. But I want it to have a little bit of like a swoopy sort of look. Going from my chin towards my corner, but kind of up a little higher, the better with the bronzer. Just a little under my lip. I'll hit the sides of my nose a little bit out. This is not a real precise contour. Yes, I know. I do that sometimes. But this is just for like an overall shading and glow. Around the tops of your head, a little on your chin line, define the jaw a little bit, cover the double chin, blend it out really, really well down in your neck, or else you'll look like you have a makeup line. Then after I use that, I'm going to use butter bronzer, and this is in Brazilian Glow. This is a different bronzer, more just to warm up the face, and it has a little bit of a shimmer to it, and that I kind of just dust all over my cheeks. And I'll swipe it around. This adds a little shimmer to the face. That looks nice. Then we're going to take our highlighter. Today we're using the Essence Pure Nude in Be My Sunlight. I'm going to use this brush to highlight. It's a domed type of brush. And I'm just going to swipe it across the top. And then we're going to go across the top of our cheek. I heard this is a very natural highlight, so that sounded good. But you can definitely see it. I can go up just a little and around. looks like a nice glow without like looking like you went highlighter crazy. I like to do a little on my forehead, like beaming up from my eyes. I don't know, I just saw somebody do that. Then I'm going to come down the bridge of my nose. I skip just a little bit and then I go to the tip. That's supposed to make you look like you have an upturned nose, which is something somebody decided was pretty. I don't know. Cupid's bow. Slightly on the chin. Just a flick. I don't want like a greasy chin. That looks pretty. I like that a lot. Let's look up close. Oh yeah, that's a really nice golden glow. And it kind of matches right under my eyes. Beautiful. That looks good. Alright, I'm going to pop off, do my liner and lashes, and we'll be right back to finish up with their lips. Did my eyeliner. I used the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof 16 hour. I went all the way into my corner, so we'll see if that bleeds. So far so good. I just did a teeny little wing. I'm not the best at wings, but the more you do them, the better you get. I have an eyelash on here, which I haven't done mascara yet. I wanted you guys to see that. I am going to want to do the side without anything, so you can just see what the mascara looks like. The eyeliner went on really great. Wonderful felt tip. It's not a super dark, see if you can see my hand. It's not a super dark black. You can see that. It does dry matte, but I kind of went over it twice to get it dark. That's curl. And the wand on this has the little spiky tips, like it's a rubbery plastic wand. So let's give this a try. Okay. The eyeliner was funny because it says it's called Ultra Black. But it's not ultra. This is just black. It's doing a very good job of separating the lashes. Reach and get the little teeny corners. This side, these eyelashes are very not dramatic. I'm just kind of natural, but you can see it looks better. I'm gonna put a little on here. I should have done this first. I like to do my natural lashes first, and then I'll do another coat with the fake eyelashes just to darken them up. But you want your eyelashes to blend in. Whew, poke myself in my eye. These little spiky things, if they hit that little rim of your eyelid, ouch. Darken these up a little bit, blend it all together. I'm going to do a second coat on these. When you have very short eyelashes and you do winged liner, I feel like they disappear. I'm gonna get close so you can see. A little more dramatic, but you can't hardly see my eyelashes over here. But they're there. Alright, I'm going to pop my other eyelash on and I'll be right back. Alright guys, we got our eyelashes on, mascara on. I did the lower lashes. I did not like the E.L.F. Lash It Loud as much on the lower. I feel like it kept hitting my skin. And it was just not coating the little lashes very well. But my top ones, it grabbed pretty good. So I don't know. I'll give it another try to see how I like it. I'm going to take this, which is a cream gel liner from ColourPop. It's in Extra Frosting. And I'm going to put that on my waterline. And just to open the line. I thought in a light yellow would be cool to match the corn salsa. And not as stark as white. And I'm going to do my waterline with that. And that just opens your eye up a little bit. Makes it look real bright and doe-eyed, I think. So got that. Now we're going to do our lips real quick. P.S. I bought some Kiss eyelashes. These are in 03. They are from the more natural ones. But I got it because it had this little applicator in there. Hated it. Cheap. Hard. Squeezed so tight just to hold on to it. And then I got some glue on it. And then after I stuck it and went to take it off, pulled the eyelash off because it's stuck to these. I think I need something metal. I've seen some people use some good ones. I need to track them down. Alright, lips. I'm going to use NYX retractable lip liner in Nude. Love these NYX retractable liners, and they're like $5. They're not expensive. Oh, I broke the tip. That's not a good sell for NYX right there. I try to make sure I get all the way to the edge of my lip, but I'm not an overliner. I'm not that confident yet. I don't like looking crazy like you got a lip injection or something. And then I'll just fill it in just a little bit. Blot it. This is really nude because it really just looks like your skin on your lips, so that's a good thing. Lipstick I'm going to use today, I'm going to try this one, which I've tried before and I like it. It's a Lippie stick from ColourPop. This is in the shade Good Times. They crank up. And they have a nice little edge there. They're really cute. They're matte, which I like. And this is like a little darker nude shade. But it's creamy when you put it on. You can blend it in. And that looks pretty good with that. I usually put a little gloss on it if I want to lighten it up a little, but I think I kind of like it just like that. We're going to do matte today. Crank that back down so I don't chip it off. And that is it. Our final stage, we're going to use some setting spray. Milani Make It Last. Love this spray. This is just their regular. They have a dewy one. I'm going to try that, but I'm almost out. You can tell I love this. Blend all those layers together. Sometimes I tap, especially under my eye, because that can get dry. And I tap that setting spray in. Don't smudge at all, because you'll be smearing your makeup all over. Make sure there's no lines there. But that kind of gives you a little bit of a dewy look, even though it's not a dewy spray. Alright guys, that's it. I'm going to come in close one more time, just so you guys can take a good look. And that's it. Bye guys. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.